All right, so I'm going to give an abbreviated version for how to graph something that's in vertex and factored form. All right, vertex or factored form. So whenever you've got something in vertex form, the vertex is basically given to you. All right, so vertex form gives you this h and this k right here. Well, the h and the k represent your vertex. So down here it says -5 and a -3. So my vertex is going to be +5. Notice it's x minus h, and I've got a -5 here. And then for the k, it's just going to be the -3. So to graph this, I'm going to plot that point, 5, -3, which would be 5 to the right and then down 3. All right, that's my vertex. And then because this 1/2 right here, because this a value is positive, that's going to mean that my parabola, my graph, is going to be opening upwards. So that's all the information I'm going to use here. The fact that I know my vertex and I know that it's opening upward. Let me do it one more time. This one. So this one's in vertex form. My vertex is going to be -1 for the x value, all right, and then a +9 for my y value. So I'm going to plot that point, -1 and +9 somewhere up here in the sky. And then this time, because my a term is negative, the number that's attached out front, because it's negative, I know that it's going to be opening downward. There we go. Something like that. I mean, it could be much skinnier. It could be opening really slowly. That I'm not too worried about. I just want to get a general idea for what the graph looks like. Notice in both of these pictures, the only piece of information really that I know is my vertex. And I know my range, don't I? Yeah. So from here, we could figure out the range is -3 to infinity. All right, the lowest it goes is -3, and the highest it goes is infinity. All right, and then for this other one, the highest it goes is 9, the lowest it goes is infinity. So I could also figure out my range. I would say it is -infinity up to 9. All right. All right, let's do one that's in factored form here. So the advantage of factored form is that you know this tells you where it's going to cross the x-axis, right? Since x minus 5 is a factor, that means that +5, I'll just label it somewhere right here, 5 is an x-intercept. So I know it's going to cross right there. And if x plus 3 is a factor, that means that -3 is an intercept, all right? So I just have those 2 points, and because my a right here is negative, I know that this thing is going to be opening downward, right? So I know it's going to be opening downward, and it passes through those 2 points, so it's going to look something like this. All right, that's all I know about this graph. I don't know what its vertex is based on these intercepts. I don't know what its range is, but it gives me a general idea for what the graph's going to look like. All right, we'll do one more here. If 4x minus 3 is a factor, that means that 3/4 is going to be one of my intercepts. So if this is +1 right here, 3/4 would be about right there. Okay. And if 2x plus 5 is a factor, that means that -5/2 is going to be an intercept, which is like -2.5. So -1, -2. We'll call this -2.5 right there. All right. So I know it crosses through those 2 points, and because my a right here is positive, I know that it's going to be opening upwards. So it's going to look something like this. I don't know how far down it goes, but I know that it crosses those 2 points and it opens up.